Hey, welcome to Rust Revival Garage. My name is Tim. Got a few more things to get off my list for the 68 Pontiac LeMans. I'm going to be taking this car on a 1,500 mile trip on the Hot Rod Power Tour 2025. It hasn't ran for more than maybe a mile in the past 24 years. So, got a lot of things to do to get it ready to go on this big trip. And so I'm just checking things off my list. Today we've got to try to take care of some shocks. I got to adjust the brakes, and hopefully if they come in time, some new wheels and tires. So let's get to it. Okay, so these are my shocks. 2 for the front, 2 for the rear. I went with a kind of generic cheap brand. I think it was like 89 bucks for all 4 of these. The reason why is because I actually plan on lowering this car at some point. I would like to get that nice 2-inch drop, so I just got enough here to sort of get me on the road and through the power tour. All right, so got her all jacked up, just getting this wheel off. Now I know that not real exciting doing shocks, but believe it or not, for a 68 Pontiac LeMans, there are no videos out there, so I figured I'd make one. Got some old Gabriels in there. I know that these are at least 35 years old. They might have been changed right before I got it. I don't know, but I've had this car for 30 plus years and drove it for quite a while there too. But we need to loosen it down here and loosen it up here. I have done shocks before. I've never done shocks on a Pontiac before. I did the 85 C10 front shocks when the engine was out because I knew a new engine would be coming in and I'd be weighing it down, so I just replaced those shocks at the time. But I've never done this car, so here we go. If you saw the last video, I was talking about how the brakes didn't have much drag. I've redone the drums on both the front. New brake line, new shoes, all new hardware inside. But the one over there doesn't really have much drag at all. This seems to drag just in one spot, like like right about there a little bit, seems like. But anyway, I need to see if I can adjust this to see if I can maybe get the pads out a little farther. I'd never done drum brakes before. When I replaced these, that was my first time, and I just don't think I got it quite right. All right, so these are a 1/2 inch. That seems to be spinning freely. Oh, that's no good. How the hell am I supposed to get down in there? Not sure if you can see it, but there's a bolt head right down there, and the nut that's on the bottom down here is just spinning. How am I going to get something in there? All right, gonna see if I can use. I want to go that way. All right, I'm going to see if I can get this wrench to lock on down there so I can hold that bolt loose, or hold it tight, I mean. All right, I think I got it. Not tight. So I slid the wrench down in there, and hopefully that'll keep it nice and tight. There we go. All right, now I'm going to know that when I put this back in, to put the wrench in put the bolts in from the bottom. But as you can see, I got this one free and clear. And coming in from the top of the engine, this is the bolt here. Let's see if I can get that on there a little better. Just in case you need to know, the one on top is a 9/16. I'll never find that again. Great. Alright, I pushed it down from the top, and this dropped down. It is a Red Ryder gas from Gabriel. Oh. Yeah, I think that one is toast. You check out the rubber on there. Alright, one down in the front. Now, more than likely these springs should probably be replaced too, but I'm just going to have to live with it. Okay, I wasn't sure which one to go with, but this one is a lot longer, so I'm pretty sure this is the one for the rear. Here is my old one and my new one. So, yeah. The only thing is, this one, the new one did not come with any hardware. The new one for the rear does have hardware, replacement hardware. However, this being from China, I probably would actually prefer to go with what was on there from 1968. But, yeah, let's go ahead and get this one on and reuse our old hardware. This rubber piece was left at the very top. And so what I did was I took off the new rubber piece. We're going to use that at the top, slide this up through so that then there's basically a rubber surface in between the control arm mount up here. And so I'm going to go ahead and hang this one first, get this attached with this hardware, and then we'll attach the bottom. So I feel it. I've got the hole hanging up here. Dropping the rubber piece on, metal piece on, and then my two nuts. Alright, so I'm not going to get that tight yet. I just want to hang it up there till I can get it turned and arranged where I need it to be. The other thing I noticed, the reason why they had these flipped upside down, there's a little clip inside there that keeps this from spinning on one side. The clip on the other side is gone. I think that's why they did it. They just put the nut down through from the bottom until they even used different ones. So the last time that these shocks were changed out, somebody just basically threw together whatever they had lying around. I'm actually going to use, I got a kit from Bolts and Nuts, so I'm going to use new hardware from these guys. Takes a little bit to get them lined up, but I had to loosen up the top one a little bit so I could raise it up. So if you can't get them to line up and push it high enough for the bolts to go into the nuts, you might loosen up the top, and I'll get these tightened up. Alright, I put a lock washer on the other side of this, and it's keeping it from moving. So that's tight. And that's pretty tight. So we're good to go on the bottom. Let's do the top. Okay, so the one that's on the shock is actually an 11/16. I'll get this tightened up. And it actually came with another bolt, or another nut. I think that's to keep it from backing out. But I'll get that tightened up and this one on, and we're good to go on this shock. Okay, there you go, all done. Alright, so I popped off the drum. Wonder if I can expand. Everything looks good. Nothing that I did is messed up. I just need to maybe dial this back a bit. God, I hate these lights that flash like this. Which way do I go to back it up? I would think if I'm untwisting it, it's pushing it out, right? Lefty-loosey and all that. All right. Let's put that drum back on and see if it changes anything. That seems like good enough drag, right? Maybe a little more. I mean, it's not spinning on its own. I just don't hear anything. I'm going to do a few more times and see if I'm getting any more drag. I just don't think this thing is moving. That's the problem. It's like it's not really turning out. I can feel it spinning. Let's try that. Oh yeah, look at that. I went too far. So it is working. I just need to dial it back. All right. All right. Yes, I think I'm happy with that. I just need to do that on the other side as well, because that one, if you saw in the last video, that thing spins real free. So I think I'm going to have a little bit better brakes when I get this thing rolling down the road again. All right, new wheels should be here in a couple of days. Just got a message that they shipped out today. Today is Monday. So yeah, cool. Where'd that go? Ow. Get our little back tire off. And let's take a look at our shock situation. One bolt here, and that looks like a 3/4. Probably one on the back. And, ooh, that's going to be fun. Yeah, the top part is not going to be easy to get to. But, let's see if we can do it. Oh, that's not horrible. It's pretty much just one here and one there. Yeah, I can live with that all day long. What is that, 9/16? Let's check it out. You may be surprised to learn they're only a 1/2 inch. Oh, please tell me there's no bolt above it. Oh. Fun. It can never be easy. Up in here is a 1/2 inch nut, and the fuel line is in the way. Like if I were to try to put any kind of pressure on it. Oh man, it can't ever be easy. Alright, so I managed to get a wrench up on top of it, and I'm not touching the fuel line. Got it pushed up against the floor pan as much as I can to get it out. There we go. Got my bolts. And there we go. Got it free, and just need to take this one off. So yeah, if you're wondering, this is 3/4 nut on this side, bolts is 11/16 on this side. My Milwaukee don't have enough juice. Okay. Okay. No identifiers on this one. They went with Gabriel's up front, and hell, this might be stock. But you can see it's been in there a while. Okay, so I got one nut and bolt started. This side's going to be a little trickier, but because I have less room over here, because of the gas tank and such, I figured this would be the best one to try to start, and maybe I can figure that one out. Okay, got both of the bolts tightened up. It really is just a matter of making sure you're not pushing down on that gas line, but got those up in there. I'm going to cut this, and as it's coming down, I'm going to try to get it onto here. Well, that's no good. It doesn't fit. Huh. I may need to bring the axle up a little bit to meet it. Hey. Yeah. That's a little loud, but got it on there. Some new hardware. And should be good to go. Okay. Bottom shocks are done. So that wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be, but it certainly wasn't as easy as it should have been. It'd be nice if you could just screw the bolts up in there from the top and not have to hold them. But facts of life, I guess. One thing I did want to note, I went with the original hardware. Again, it's older, but who knows if I can trust this piece of Chinesium. So I did actually use the original bolts, nut, and everything. I did use the washer, but that's about it that was new. Again, I trust this better than I trust this. All right, definitely a lot better. So I think the brake adjust is done. It's certainly got a better drag on the both sides of the front wheels. Shocks are done. These should be coming in next. I know you're saying to yourself, Tim, why aren't you checking this engine? Well, the truth is I'm scared to death too. Everything's all hooked up and connected. I still have to put the coolant in, but I took the engine out, took the oil pan off, changed the timing belt, changed the harmonic balancer, cleaned out the oil pan, put it all back together, new freeze plugs, and to be honest, yeah, something in there has probably gone wrong. And I don't want to find out what that is just yet. So, promise on the next video, we're going to see if we can get this thing started up. But yeah, let's get the wheels and tires on next.
Yeah, you just come here.
Right in here is fine. Cool. Oh, they are here. What do they look like? Yeah, so if you've been watching the channel, you know that I've been running these American racing rims on here. They came with the car, actually. The biggest problem that I've always had with them is the tires were always just too small. I mean, it just looked bad. I think these are like 215 something. I can't see the number anywhere close, but you know, I mean, you can just see they just don't fill up the wheel well very well. And yeah, I mean, it's, you know, I like these, but my problem is 15-inch wheels can just look a little small. I can get a bigger tire and it will fill it out, but then all you see is a lot of tire and the wheel looks puny. So kind of wanted to upgrade, and I decided to go with 17-inch wheels to replace my 15s. And just to give you an idea, these are actually 14s. I picked these up off Facebook Marketplace just so I could roll it around because the two tires that were on the back were shot, and so I couldn't even just roll it around like that from sitting for 23 years. So yeah, I just picked up these rollers, and now I can finally get rid of these and go with the old American racing rims as backup. Okay, I won't keep you in suspense any longer. Not that you're in suspense at all or anything, but I decided to go with the American racing rims again, but this time I went with the Torque Thrust 2s. I love this wheel. I absolutely love this wheel. So yeah, the Torque Thrust 2, always been one of my favorites, and I always think it looks great on this car. Yeah, I mean, it's just cool. I mean, I've just always loved it. So what I did was I got a set of 4 wheels and 4 tires, And I went with 17.7s in the front, 17.8s in the back. So it's going to be a little wider, a little beefier in the back. And I think it'll be a great combination for this car. So you know what? I guess it's time to get the old ones off and get the new ones on and see how it looks. Now the tires I went with are the Toyo tires. These are their Extensa, which are really pretty much a good all-around sports car, all-season kind of tire. Nothing like super radical, but still a pretty good tire. These are 255 45 17s. And yeah, it's a tire and wheel combination that I picked up from Wheels for Less. Great thing about this is it comes complete. So the wheels, tires, everything shipped from Wheels for Less. I even picked up the correct lug nuts. So yeah, this is a complete package. So they even come balanced, mounted, everything. I'm just taking these straight out of the box and can put them right on the car. So yeah, that's the great thing about the Wheels for Less package. No cost for tax and no cost for shipping, delivered straight to the door. I love that. With the tire, I got to choose the tires, the tire size, everything. Yeah, so this is the 17.8. This is the 17.7. These have 225 50 17s, 255 45 17s. So not a huge difference, but definitely slightly wider here in the back. All right, what do we think? Just replaced the shock, so it's sitting a little bit higher than probably normal, but again, I think this thing's going to look a lot meaner when I can get this lowered a little bit too. Well, I'm clearly going to have to paint my drum brakes because that just looks terrible. All right, what do we think? Let me know down in the comments below. Huge mistake, or does it look pretty darn good? Well, I tell you what, I like it, and that's pretty much all that matters. That is just sweet. Now I know Pontiac purists would probably be mad at me for not going with the rallies, and I don't care. But the good news is I actually have the rally tire or the rally wheels. So all I need to do really is finish painting them and put on some new tires. And it can be a Pontiac again if I ever take it to a show or anything like that. So it's still a possibility. I just need to get some 235 65 15s and I'm good to roll. See, I'm still a Pontiac guy. I've got a whole set. Okay, so that's going to do it. Got some things done, more things checked off my list. Got the brakes adjusted. Before I would have to push it all the way to the floor to get it to stop, and I was just rolling around the neighborhood. And so, you know, new wheel cylinders, new master cylinder, new brake lines. It should be good now. And the new shocks, that's certainly going to help the ride. It definitely is a lot tighter. I think the ones in the rear might have been original. I don't know. Anyway, new shocks are on, and then, you know, the wheels and tires, of course. I really love those. So if you can, subscribe to the channel. I'm going to be doing more on my checklist and getting this thing ready for the Hot Rod Power Tour 2025. Give me a like down below, a little thumbs up never hurts, and give me a comment down below too. Let me know if I got anything wrong or if you have any questions. I'd appreciate it. Thank you very much for tuning in. We will catch you next time.